The Rose Rent by Ellis Peters. Chapter 1. By reason of the prolonged cold, which lingered far into April and had scarcely mellowed when the month of May began, everything came laggard and reluctant that spring of 1142. The birds kept close about the roofs, finding warmer places to roost. The bees slept late, depleted their stores, and had to be fed, but neither was there any early burst of blossom for them to make fruitful. In the gardens there was no point in planting seed that would rot or be eaten in soil too chilly to engender life. The affairs of men, stricken with the same petrifying chill, seemed to have subsided into hibernation. Faction held its breath. King Stephen, after the first exhilaration of liberation from his prison and the Easter journey north to draw together the frayed strings of his influence, had fallen ill in the south, so ill that the rumour of his death had spread throughout England, and his cousin and rival, the Empress Maud, had cautiously moved her headquarters to Oxford and settled down there to wait patiently and vainly for him to make truth of rumour, which he stubbornly declined to do. He still had business to settle with the lady, and his constitution was more than a match for even this virulent fever. By the end of May he was on his way manfully back to health. By the early days of June the long sub-frost broke. The biting wind changed to a temperate breeze, the sun came out over the earth like a warm hand stroking, the seeds stirred in the ground and put forth green blades, and a foam of flowers, all the more exuberant for having been so long restrained, burst forth in gold and purple and white over garden and meadow. The belated sowing began in jubilant haste. And King Stephen, like a giant breaking loose from some crippling enchantment, surged out of his convalescence into vigorous action, and bearing down on the port of Wareham, the most easterly still available to his enemies, seized both town and castle with hardly a graze to show for it. "And is making north again now towards Cirencester," reported Hugh Berengar, elated by the news, "to pick off the Empress's outposts one by one, if only he can keep up this storm of energy." It was the one fatal flaw in the king's military make-up that he could not sustain action for long if he failed to get instant results, but would abandon a siege after 3 days and go off to start another elsewhere, squandering for no gain the energy devoted to both. "We may see a tidy end to it yet." Brother Cadfael, preoccupied with his own narrower concerns, continued to survey the vegetable patch outside the wall of his herb garden, digging an experimental toe into soil grown darker and kinder after a mild morning shower. "By rights," he said thoughtfully, "carrots should have been in more than a month ago."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?